Hey folks, I'm MysteriousJG, singing tunelessly along with the music, which implies the music is tuneless. I, in fact, was not in tune. We found out from Flynn that he ain't got nothing for us. So, okay. I gotta say, some of these alternate costumes, like this costume for Rita, it's not like, oh my god, this is the best character design I've ever seen, but it fits in more with the, like, she's a black mage thing than, she's worn for the vast majority of the game. The lower quarter. I can actually enter from different areas, and, yeah. I think we need to go to the Royal Quarter. This is, Let's Play Tales of Vesperia. I'm the MysteriousSJG, and we're trying to find, a book that Q Moore had before Yuri murdered him. Is that tower a hand of salvation from the heavens, or a hammer born of the earth? Hey, I'm a pretty good poet, aren't I? Yeah, you're a regular Keats. Was Keats even a poet? Keats was a poet. That's, this was the residence of that one guy who sold the Aqua Blast here, the lower quarter. Mordio, that was his name. Wait, Rita's name is Mordio. What? Sorry. Isn't she Rita Mordio? if you go back to like video 12 or so, it's probably explained that Mordio was a fake name he was using, and that's one of the reasons Rita was so angry. Oh, hey, here we go. Common citizens may go no further without permission. Go home. We actually came from the other direction, butthead. Pardon me, but we are on our way to Sir Kimura's residence. Can you let us through? You guys are lucky. The new Nobunaga's Ambition game is coming out, and it won't have Shinkai in it, so I won't be able to get to do that voice. Princess, what are you doing here? So long as the princess is with us, there can be no problem, surely. Don't call me Shirley. Captain Schwan, I could never refuse entry to either of you. We're in! Did you just successfully hack a computer on television or in a movie? You should know, though, Sir Kimura's residence is currently uninhabited. What? But why? Because he's dead! What do you mean, but why? You think he was married? Kimura? I mean, maybe he had a gentleman friend. Captain Kimura struggled numerous times to exhibit proper conduct as a knight. During his assignments at Heliord and Mantake, he was the center of some rather unseemly developments. And Yuri's like, yeah, that's why I had to murder. That's why I had to publicly renounce him. As a result, he was stripped not only of his home, but of his noble status as well. That guy had some ups and downs. What's more, his sister, Miss Mimula, was recently apprehended for her involvement in aiding the extremists. Oh, see, we didn't know that Mimula was his sister. Mimula, hey, wait, is that? Apparently our party didn't know either. That hidden-mannered girl we did a job for earlier. So this is part of the guild quest, because you can't do this unless you did the Mimula job. Which sounds like a new Tarantino movie. Huh, that's no big surprise. I kept thinking she reminded me of somebody. You know, her lust after men. Do you know where this Mimula is right now? The fabulous Mimula? Sorry. It hasn't been long since she was taken into custody, so she should be down in the prison. Why am I talking like you, Yuri? And the guard disappears because that was his only purpose. Go to the jail in the castle now for Mimura. Oh, yeah. There is a door in Final Fantasy X-2. That's the next full-fledged RPG I plan to play, as I've mentioned several times. The biggest question in my mind now is, do I have the patience to wait till I hit 5,000 subscribers? I'm currently at about, as I record this, I'm at about 4,500 subscribers. Can I wait for 5,000 subscribers and then make it my 5,000 subscriber special? I would enjoy that because Final Fantasy X was my 1,000 subscriber special. But my subscribers are trickling in at a pretty slow rate. I can't imagine why. So, I don't know that I'll have the patience. But, There is a door. Why did I start on this? Because there's a door in Wado Salam in Final Fantasy X-2 that won't open until the very, very end of the game, and only if you, like, one of the prerequisites for getting to open, because that game is divided into chapters. Yeah, I think you have to try to open it every chapter before it will finally work in Chapter 5, if you complete all the conditions. And that staircase we were looking down, there's the guy in the white suit, looks like a Kentucky colonel, near where the guard was. Every time we get to that screen, I seem to, like, want to go down those stairs and be shocked that I can't. So maybe in the, like, the very, very end of the game we'll be allowed to. I don't really remember how she talks. How can a lady of my... How can a lady of my stature possibly be locked in a wretched place like this? Ooh. Man, she hasn't changed a bit. Still talking to herself. What? Who's there? Oh, you're that guild from earlier. Looks like you've done well for yourself. Ooh, snap. You're the ones I hired to find Sebastian. I knew he wouldn't just leave me here. Oh, no clue what you're going on about. Sebastian sent you, didn't he? To help get me out of here. We're not actually here to break you out of jail, no. But then he's abandoned me to the wolves after all, and he calls himself a faithful servant. They'll lie in wait like wolves. The smell of blood in their nostrils. Waiting. Interminably waiting. And then... He's right, Ted. I should have left that unsaid. 5 years from now, when Boba the Vulture watches this LP, he would have time-stamped that speech and then said, he's right, Ted. Well, we just took off. That's right, that failure of a man. He grabbed up every penny I had left and went away. My heart goes out to you, dearie. Honest. You can trust Revolver, Ocelot. So you had a brother named Kimur, right? So what if I did? All of this is thanks to his childish mischief. Childish. Did you ever see something like a secret manual among his things? A secret manual? It sounds as though you have heard of it before. Tell us about it, even though you have no reason to help us whatsoever, since we're partially responsible for you being in there. I might just tell you about it if you can get me out of here. Alright, we're going. Oh! Don't you want to know about the manual? Carol, we're not going to break her out of prison for it. Jesus. Well, Yuri probably would, except it doesn't involve murder, so it's not really his type of crime. If it means being used by someone like you, I'll take my chances on something else. I'm the devil, you know. Are you sure that's what you really want? It's not what we want, but it's not our place to let you out of there. You've got to serve your time. I mean, if you can't serve the time, then you shouldn't do the crime. Don't do it. You see how it is. Oh, was Rapide going to be the voice of reason at the end? Sorry, Muffin. This is what they call karma, I believe, but I wouldn't know. I'm Catholic. I got nothing. Yeah, Rapide will be the one who talks to her at the end. Woof! What? Ooh! Maybe Sebastian has the manual with him. Maybe we'd let her cool her heels in there for a while, then we go back. Sounds like he's the one we need to bring in. Yeah, but where do you think he ran off to? It's a wide, wide world after all. All of it controlled by the Patriots. Could he really have gotten that far away, though? Is he really going for the throne? He could be almost anywhere if he'd gotten on a boat, motherfucker. He's on a boat. My boat. Let's check the ports, then. Oh, come on. We really are going to search the world? Well, Mamula will have escaped. Yeah, called it. I didn't know that. I could tell. That's how this game is. In some ways, this game is excellent. In other ways, it's fucking lazy. They did not bother to have Mamula in the cell after that dialogue. So, Clearly, with or without your help, she's escaping. That guy won't allow anyone to claim just now. What's the fastest way out of here? I guess if I want to stop by that stairs that I caused me to go off on a weird tangent about go out of Salam. See? There. Seems like you should be able to go down. Yeah, so now we'll just head out. Yeah, I think this would have been a better outfit for Rita. I don't know, maybe it's even more ridiculous, and maybe I would have been even more tired of it by the end of the game than I was of Rita's weird little, you know, what is that word for when the left side and the right side don't match? I can't think. There's a very simple word that is eluding me. But anyway, yeah, she's got like like a lot of fantasy characters have been accused of this. It's part of what makes the Titus character from Final Fantasy X look so ridiculous. That the left side of his outfit and the right side of his outfit don't match in any way. It's a very simple word. It's just not come to me. It's gonna bother me. I'm gonna try to put it out of my mind and maybe think about it between videos. But yeah, we're supposed to go look at ports. Well, we could look at all the ports. And this is where the quest just gets silly. Because they're like asking you to like frickin' search every port, talk to every NPC until a clue comes up. Dracky the dork's got our backs, folks. She's not gonna let us waste our time like that. When there's so many other ways to waste our time. In fairness, there's not really that many port cities in the game. The Kappas here are 2 of them. And it is, in fact, Kappa Noir, the southern one, whose name makes it sound vaguely like it's a fantasy word for north. Kappa Noir sounds like north to me, I don't know. Oh, and we'll have to go that far before we trigger it. Darn it, I'm in a real pickle now. You gotta look at them, though, didn't you? The one that stole the boat? Okay. It's not that bad. You don't really have to get that far before they explain. That's not synergy. I'm still trying to think of that word for when the left and the right match. Symmetry! What made me finally come to it is like Liquid Snake had a speech about it. About how species that show signs of symmetry are genetically doomed. Yes, Rita's asymmetrical outfit always bothered me. Now, I'll shut up and get back to the game. Oh, I saw him all right. He was carrying that big old black bag and he was dressed like a butler. You'd think he would change his clothes before trying to flee. Well, why didn't you get another boat and take off after him then? Oh, Pooh, you're just hopeless. Someone dressed like a butler. Could it be Sebastian? Dun dun dun. Looks like he got out into the ocean. My Bonnie sailed over the ocean. My Bonnie sailed over the sea. Yeah, but where exactly? The ocean's a pretty good hiding place. It's huge. Well, it's not that good a hiding place because, you know, if you try to just live on the ocean, you're gonna die. You kind of need to find, like, an island or something. That's right. I wonder if I'll be able to find him. We're always one step behind him. Yes, Sebastian the Butler is the true villain of this game. Who knew looking for old Nabi's little manual was going to be this tough? Yeah, it's tougher than defeating the optional X dungeon at the end. For real? If only he'd just stay put for a while. It might not get us anywhere, but we better set sail and see if we can't find it with this boat he's taking. Yes, I agree. Yes, sir. So it's Tokunaga. Tokunaga, you filth, I stab at thee. Fierta is ready. Depart. I don't know why we would take the boat, but when we can fly around and look for him, but probably supposed to take the note. Now fight in the ghost ship. Well, that hardly seems fair. How the hell was I supposed to know to do that? But in fact, well, we're in the boat. We might as well just go in the boat. But, yeah, we're supposed to go to the ghost ship. You know, if I was really dedicated to finding him, I mean, I read it off of Draki's instructions there before I could really get too far with it, but yeah, I think this would have occurred to me as a thing, like maybe he's hiding on the ghost ship. Eventually, it would have occurred to me to check the ghost ship. Hey, look over there! Somebody help me! Is he a French butler? He's probably a British butler. Somebody help me. This is how the British talk, right? Sebastian, so this is where you've been hiding. Good grief, nothing's ever easy, is it? Ah, this should be pretty easy.
Oh well, as long as I can move around in it.
Oh. Oops, I've had the sound on my TV the whole time. This is the first voice acting, so I finally noticed the echo. Jeez, I hope you guys don't have 2 videos worth of echoey sound. You might, though. I better listen after this is over. Hopefully this audio off my TV wasn't loud enough to pick up in my mic, but if it was, I will have said something probably in the description for the previous video, but this is me noticing that I fucked up the sound. Sorry, guys. I guess real quick. I mean, I know this ship has sailed, but I'd still like to try and scan most of the enemies. Yeah, these are just the regular enemies from this point in the game, so they're not going to be any kind of fight.
That was so easy.
That sucked ass, those enemies. Yeah, I'm not sure why Estelle hasn't looked like that for the whole game. What the hell is that weapon? Oh, it's they've got comic relief weapons that they got from the guy. What's his name? The one I make talk like Mario, Sicily. Yeah, it's like I hadn't really noticed them because I hadn't fought. They've got skills, and their stats aren't horrible, but when you actually use them in battle, they look really silly. That's what's going on with them. Got a sharp beak out of all that. You saved my life. You saved my life, sir. So where'd you stash all that stuff you ran off with? I don't know what you're talking about. We're talking about all the items you stole from your mistress, of course. Who is mistress? Kinky. Oh my gosh, stop. I'll talk. I was just on my way to get them. I took them away when nobody would bother looking. At least no one would look. Yes, the library. I put them smack dab in the middle of the ruins of an old town on the Tolbekin continent. I wonder if he means Karabok Ram. Of course he does. Otherwise, we'd have no reason to visit it for the 5th frickin' time. That's gotta be it. I don't suppose there was a secret manual with the rest of the stuff. A secret manual? You mean that stone tablet engraved with the ancient writing? A stone tablet? And there was a black stone tablet with a bunch of stuff written on it in red, but it wasn't anything I could read. Of course, it's strange. No one has previously mentioned that it was a stone tablet, so consider the possibility we're talking about 2 different things, sir. Are you sure that was all? That's all I can think of. The rest was just money and a few paintings. Then that just might be the secret manual after all. I thought a manual would be something more like a book. Hey, has anybody noticed that he just ran off? Hey, wait. Aren't we going after him? He is Prince of Space, and we are going after him. We're not under any obligation to bring him in. Yuri is an outlaw. He's chaotic neutral. We got the info we needed, so I'd say we're still par for the course. Why not let him escape and get that stuff before we can? We have an airship. I suppose he isn't our concern then. I mean, the whole idea of bringing him back would have involved another cinema scene. It would have been more work for the programmers. Like having, what's-her-face, Mamura, still be in the jail cell after you talk to her. Or those 2 people in the weird town with the Japanese high school, having continued to exist after we were done with them. It's just far too much work. At any rate, he's bound to have a tough time of it running off on his own in a place like this. Maybe you're right. I guess he'll just be getting what he deserves. We should leave him to die. So our next shop should be Karabok Ram. With any luck, we'll finally get a hold of the manual.
By the way, as the conscience of the team, shouldn't I object to the fact that we're not going to do anything about him? No? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, bitches. Estelle's actual outfit, yeah, I could have played the whole game with Estelle dressed like this, kind of. It's still kind of regal and not as femmy, but well, whatever. I'm thinking about this too hard, JG. The Fiat is ready, Tokunaga, you filth. I stab at thee. If I ever get like a lull when I don't have anything else to LP, which is never gonna happen, I have like way more things to LP than I have time to spend on a hobby. Do another Samurai Showdown too. For whatever reason, that's something I've been doing with Bobo, hanging around to do guest commentary. You know what? I know the reason, because the game is freaking hard enough when you're not trying to think of things to say. So it is a good idea to have somebody else to fill in the gaps on the commentary. Okay, in Karabakram. Okay, so we want to go to Karabakram, which they told us, so why in the world did I need reminding? Karabakram is north of the desert of whatever the hell the desert is called, where Mantake and Pharaoh's Crag are. That's it right there, isn't it? That's Mount Temza. No, Mount Temza is what I'm thinking of. Karabakram, where was that? Is Karabakram the ruins that was close to where Aspio was before it turned into the floating palace of Tiamat? Was Karabakram the abandoned city in the forest where we found the remainder of the Guild of Evil that wasn't Leviathan's Claw? The Blood Alliance. Okay, this is Karabakram. So, I don't know exactly where in Karabakram we're meant to go. So hopefully we won't have to do too much of this over again. Oh, none. Great.
Man, this place is as muggy as it ever was.
You don't like it? It's just about perfect if you ask me, and I'm wearing golden armor. Hit him, Rita. Now, if I were a butler, where would I hide a stone tablet in a place like this?
This place is actually pretty big. Where are we even supposed to start?
Yeah, this was a fairly lengthy and complex dungeon. The fact that the enemies would be, like, no threat to us anymore doesn't mean I particularly want to go back through navigating the puzzle switches and stuff again. Come on, it's not like we're leaving empty-handed. Come on, it's not like we're leaving empty-handed. Still, I'm always a bit bummed when we don't find any Blastia. Hey, this place was taken over by the Blood Alliance. Now there's, like, whatever the hell Ruins Gate guys here. Yes, but this may be the clue we need to untangle the mystery of Blastia once and for all. What are those two doing here? Here come these guys. What are they gonna do? Oh, it's Monty Markham. I can't remember how he talked, but the other guy had a name that definitely triggered a specific voice, if I recall correctly. Let's see, Brave Vesperia, was it? You remembered? Oh, I'm so flattered that you, the anonymous NPCs... Well, not anonymous, you have names. But you remember us, the guild that's saving the world. How can I forget the people who returned my dearest harmfall to me? Hey, what's that you've got there? We dug this up deep within the ruins of the town. Didn't we have one of them talking like Malcolm McDowell for some reason? Markham. Why did we... I think it was Markham, but why did he talk like Malcolm McDowell? Whatever. Joshua. It has ancient writings on it, so it might just contain some important information about Blastia. Mind if we take a look at it? And then he punches him. A black stone tablet with red writings, this is... I love it when a plan comes together, a musical note. Then he pops out a big stogie, lights it up, and says... Murdoch may be a bit of a nutter, but he's a hell of a pilot. Because he's Hannibal. But he's the Hannibal in the movie who's played by Liam Neeson.
It's about time I headed up to here with this cat and mouse game.
And they're like, you can't have it, we found it.
I've actually enjoyed all the interesting places this search has taken us.
Places we'd already seen, Estelle. And Judith punches Estelle.
Do not overwater the plants early on. Once they have borne fruit, though,
Take care not to let the soil become dry.
Oh, what's that, Gerald? There are instructions for growing delicious cucumbers.
Wait, did the elder at Miorzo say something about that?
He likes cucumbers.
Who cares about gardening at a time like this?
Only read what's written on the tablet.
Wait, what do you mean? Just what I said. What about the process for refining Everlight?
Yes, well, there's nothing here about that at all. So there isn't, so there isn't, so there isn't, so there isn't. So...
So then this hunk of rock isn't the secret manual after all?
What's the secret manual for cucumber growth? Very popular amongst the single ladies. But it's a black tablet engraved with red writing.
It's exactly like the one Sebastian said he brought here.
Yeah, it is the one he brought here, but we never established that that was the manual. The story must have gotten turned around somehow during all the time we were chasing him.
No way, now we look like a bunch of idiots.
Well, you already kind of did. You did say the process for Everlight refinement, right? Is that why you're here?
Yeah, we came here hoping to find it, but it looks like we had our facts mixed up.
I imagine Ermine would know something about that.
Who?
I'll make them both talk like Malcolm McDowell, why the fuck not? He's a famous shovel maker. He's been locked up in the Union's prison for quite a few years, though. If there's anyone who can tell you about refining Everlight, he's your man.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. And it's no great secret that Ermine was the very one to make Mark's precious harmfall as well. Oh, don't call me Mark in front of the others, Poopsie. Or that harmfall itself was crafted entirely out of Everlight. Is that so?
Is that true? Pull the other one that's got bells on.
Well, what is someone like that doing locked up in a prison?
Well, You mean you're immune from criminal prosecution for his other crimes he may have committed because he made a shovel? I'm afraid I'm not privy to the details. He never did strike me as the criminally minded type, though. He wouldn't have been very good on that show that had Diego Montoya on it. We'll worry about that if... you know what? I have to pick a character in a future LP who talks like Malcolm McDowell and never state that that's the voice I'm trying to do. Because I can do a shitty Malcolm McDowell that nobody could tell is me trying to do Malcolm McDowell, and it's still kind of a nice, fun voice. We'll worry about that if and when we need to. Let's put this Everlight thing to bed once and for all.
Yeah, you're right. This was quite a good piece of information you gave us. Thanks a lot.
The Union's prison isn't a very fun place, even to visit and take care of yourselves. We're going to disappear now, as is our wont. It is our right and our destiny to disappear before your very eyes. Okay. Go to the prison in Dawngrest. Dawngrest is like over here. So I was about to start heading in an entirely wrong direction. And I got panicked. There's a specific recipe you have to have. Maybe that will make sense once we get there. But it turns out it is a recipe that we have learned. It's not one you get automatically or anything like that, but we do have it. So I don't think, without a lot of off-screening, I don't think I'm actually going to get all of the recipes mastered. I'm wondering if there's a YouTube... I'm thinking about searching on YouTube for the cooking battles, just to see if there's actually enough voice acting or anything interesting to make it worth the trouble. Because I think I would have to do a lot of off-screening to master all the recipes. At one point, really early on in the LP, when all I had was Yuri and Estelle, I was playing around off-camera, listening to Mystery Science Theater, and actually trying to make them both master every recipe as they came up. Huge waste of time. I never followed up. You ain't going any further. Sure. We just went further. Mr. Ermine, I presume?
Shut your hole and leave me be.
We've come to ask you about the process for refining Everlight, sir.
Everlight, oh boy. Ooh nanny, ooh nanny. What did he say? What sort of response is that? Will you tell us what you know, so we don't have to kill you? Oh, look, the guard disappeared. That's good. He told us we wouldn't go any further.
Are you sure that's what you want to know? Why don't I tell you the measurements of that fine young thing who works in the item shop instead?
He drives a hard bargain. Oof. What? Did Judith just hit him? Why would she hit him? Before you tell us anything, you're the one called Ermine, are you not?
What, can't you see my word balloon? Now, let's not stand in formalities and such.
Are you sure this old coot's right in the head?
No, we're not. As long as this is our only option, we don't really have much of a choice.
What does that even mean?
Other than talking to him?
Is he really our only option? He seems a bit on the sketchy side to me.
Well, yeah, I'll give you that.
Who you calling sketchy? The sketchiest thing around here is your sorry excuse for a haircut.
Oh, you can't even see my haircut with my helmet on. Get him, Carolo X.
Yuri, I think I'm ready to go now. I can't stand here while Carol's haircut is insulted.
Come on, perk up a little. You like some perky. Listen, old man, we're here to ask you about something serious. Enough of the games.
I don't get any more serious than this, sonny.
Okay, then. We're here to ask you about the method for refining a metal called Everlight.
If you think I'm giving that sort of info away for free, you're plain nutty. You've got to be nuttier than a...
Stucky's log?
A fruitcake, perhaps? Those are pretty nutty.
You want money? Oh, wait, you're not going to try to get us to break you out of this joint, are you? Well, the money won't help him much unless we do, Yuri. I gotta get him out of that demon outfit. It's really just... It's just so silly. If he, the red highlights on the outfit would be kind of cool, but the demon horn's just too silly.
Nah, that stuff's for amateurs.
Then what is it?
What I'd really love is a fine home-cooked meal.
What?
If you're too dumb to understand the first time, it's not going to help for me to say it again.
What a grouch. Well, folks, it does seem like an odd place to call it, but I am going to call it real quick here. We're at about 30-minute mark, I believe, a little over. When we come back, will we be able to get the secret of Everlight? Will we give up the all-important secret that is a home-cooked meal? You'll find out next time, folks. And so, I'm MysteriousJG. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Tales of Vesperia. Bye-bye.